In this tutorial video, you will learn how to create digital fillable worksheets for your students using Adobe Acrobat Pro's Prepare Form tool. You can create very simple and interactive worksheets or make them as detailed as you want. But in this video, I will be going through the basic steps you will need to add the more common form fields to your document. Step 1, as always, is to locate the tool in question, in this case the Prepare Form tool. So click on the Tools tab on the landing page to go to the Tools View page. Next, scroll down the Tools View page to the Forms and Signatures category and select Prepare Form. Once you click on the icon Prepare Form, you want to look out for this option below that says Form Field Auto Detection is on. You want to keep that as on and not off. If you keep the default for Form Field Detection on, it will help you to create your fillable form a lot faster. Next, you want to click on Select a File to select the file you want to make fillable. Select your file from wherever it's located on your computer and then click Open. Next, back in Adobe Acrobat Pro, you will see a thumbnail image of your selected file. Make sure that's what you want. If not, you can change the file at this point. But if it's okay, then click Start. Your file is now in form editing mode. Before you start editing though, you want to pay attention to the top toolbar with all the various form field tools, and to the right, this tool pane provides additional options for editing individual form fields once selected. And since we left Form Field Auto Detection on, Adobe Acrobat Pro automatically recognized the static form fields in this Language Goals document and converted them to fillable text fields. Half or even more of your work done. To the top here, we see a name field next to my name and today's date next to today's date. You can either keep these automatically created fields, edit or delete them, all up to you. Now let's look at the form field options you have to create your fillable form. I can't say the sky is the limit with these field options, but you do have a good spread to work with. From left to right in the toolbar, you can add text to your PDF document, which is not really a field per se, but more of an editing option. A true form field would be the text field, where students can type any text they are instructed to type, either short or longer, paragraph-style responses. You can create checkboxes and present simple yes and no choices, or create multiple checkboxes depending on what you'd like to elicit. Radio buttons are fun ways to present a group of choices from which a student can only select one item, like true or false. List boxes display a list to choose from, perhaps answers to a reading comprehension exercise. The drop-down list is similar to the list boxes form field, but there is a pop-up menu to make a selection. The image field can be used perhaps for students in the earlier levels to choose and input an image to match a vocabulary word. The date field allows the student to type in a date. Finally, the push pin icon is the keep tool selected as you create your worksheet. Of course, after creating your dynamic worksheet, you want to see what it would look like on your student's end. Click the Preview button in the top right corner to test your now fillable PDF worksheet. Once in preview mode, you can type in your fields and fully test it out before sending to your students. Go back to Edit mode by selecting Edit. Again in the top right corner to go back to your document to make any adjustments. When you're done editing, it's time to save your worksheet. Click on File in the main menu, then Save As to save your document. Now let's talk about distributing your worksheet to your students. Adobe Acrobat Pro has some pretty fancy ways of distributing fillable forms, but that requires a couple of extra steps. The most straightforward approach would be to send your fillable worksheet to your student via email, as an attachment and advise them not to use the Submit Form button when they finish completing their homework. When they open their worksheet, whether in a browser or an app like Adobe Reader, they can go ahead and save the document and submit via email as an attachment. You, the teacher, will receive the completed worksheet and provide feedback. In this screenshot, you will see how the form appears in Adobe Reader. Again, you do not want your student selecting the Submit Form button, but rather, as indicated here, they can save the document on their device and then submit to you. In this screenshot, you see the form in a browser, in this case Google Chrome. Once the student has completed the worksheet, they can click on the printer icon to save as PDF and then submit to you. One last thing. There are form field properties or special features for each form field you select. If you create a list box and double-click on it, it will open up a Properties box where you can refine this field using the various tabs like General Properties to specific ones like Appearance, Position, and even Actions. Now I can say the proverbial sky's the limit with making your worksheets fully customized. You have just finished watching how to create fillable worksheets using the Prepare Form tool in Adobe Acrobat Pro 2020.